Basically, the way we work is that we always try to mine as much information out of a situation before we intervene. In a way, we start looking for what could be the greatest potential or what could be the biggest problem. And then we use that information to inform our design decisions. So they're not arbitrary stylistic choices, they're always informed by something specific. Essentially, like once we've defined what the key criteria is, like the proximity to the UNESCO heritage, we don't necessarily have the answer. It's just a question we formulated. So we have to do tons of models. We always have to make tons of models to test it. And sometimes we make huge models, and sometimes we make the models out of Lego. Like if you just go around our office, everything is sort of Lego everywhere. Even our signage is made out of Lego. And essentially what really excites me about Lego is that Lego empowers children and everyone like playing with Lego to create their own world and then to inhabit it through play. And that's exactly what architecture is supposed to be about. It's in a way like finding ways to empower people to influence their physical environment so that they can actually live the life they want to live. You have 60 different nationalities living here, so the importance of the project was really to involve the local community and create a sense of ownership. So we got this idea that it would be strange if the Danes had done the best bench and the best trash bin and the best lamppost. So we reached out to the local community through different media and through meetings and had people recommend elements from their other home country. And we didn't put a Moroccan fountain in the middle of Copenhagen to be nice to the Moroccans, but because they have an amazing heritage of architectural water features. So you have a Jamaican sound system, the neighbors hate it. Thai boxing arena, you have Iraqi swings, litter boxes from Great Britain, bollards from Ghana, like bicycle racks from Finland. The sign on the red square is actually a sign from the red square. You have like an amazing Kazakh bus stop, way cooler than a typical Danish one. We found palm trees in China that actually grow in a Danish climate. When you look at the benches, this S-curved love seat from Mexico, where you can look the person you're sitting next to into the eyes. There's a Belgian bench where everybody looks away from each other. So the question is like, how can you protect all of Lower Manhattan without creating this seawall that segregates the life of the city from the water around it? You need a certain geometry. But this geometry could be made in so many different ways that when you go there, you won't notice that this is actually part of a dam. It could be like a piece of landscape that also becomes what protects the city from flooding. It could be like various artworks or like almost like furniture, landscaping. You can imagine like the median of the West Side Highway could become this art piece that also sort of protects the city from flooding. Into some like an asset, like you have a lot of spaces in New York that are actually beautiful when you look up. So we got this idea of creating these art pieces hanging underneath the bridge. So, you know, normally you just look up and you have like local artists and, you know, it illuminates and make the underside more friendly. And then, you know, some of them can flip down and create temporary enclosures for like a Christmas market, or they can become what saves the city. This is downtown Copenhagen. We're doing a waste-to-energy power plant that basically turns trash into electricity and district heating. When you look at it as a resource, 1 ton of trash equals 1 2/3 of an oil barrel in terms of energy. So it's a really valuable resource. But they operate on an economy of scale, so they're ugly boxes that cast shadows on the neighbors and block the views. This is going to be the biggest and tallest building in Copenhagen. So it's going to be right next to the marina, and it's going to be right where the local boys go water skiing. So we thought, like, in Denmark we love skiing. We have snow, but we have absolutely no mountains. But we do have mountains of trash. So we thought we have to go to Sweden for 4 hours to Isaberg. But because of the sheer magnitude of this power plant, we can put 2/3 of Isaberg on top of the power plant. We know how big the machines are, so we designed this like sloping roof that has like an elevator takes you to the top of a green, a blue, and a black ski slope. To give you a sense of scale, you can see this is an Olympic half pipe. Some of you might have noticed that Denmark got 0 medals in Sochi. We hope to change that because now we can actually practice at home. Also for the people not skiing, there's a hiking path. You can do picnics. You can enjoy the view of your otherwise completely flat city. We're including the tallest climbing wall in the world, 300 feet for those who have the balls. The reason we could win the competition based on this idea, it's essentially turning the whole power plant into this man-made ecosystem where not only do we locally exploit the resources, also together with the city of Copenhagen, it becomes like an urban metabolism. But the reason we could win it was because this is going to be the cleanest waste-to-energy power plant in the world. The smoke coming out of the chimney is completely non-toxic. It only contains a little bit of CO2 and some steam. So that's why you actually have fresh mountain air on top of this power plant. Normally you want to be as far away from a power plant as you can. Here it's actually completely clean. But finally, as a way to completely sort of configure the perception of a power plant, we've worked with Realities United and Copenhagen Suborbitals to design the chimney in a special way, so that basically it accumulates steam, and when like at regular intervals, it puffs a gigantic smoke ring. So essentially, something that used to be a symbol of pollution becomes something playful. Of course, we couldn't find a smoke ring contractor, so we've been struggling quite a bit with figuring out how to do this. And just to finish off, we recently did a test at the end of August, trying to figure out how to do this, and this is how it went.
Det er fandme godt. Ej, hvor er det vigtigt. Hvor er det vigtigt.